and then consult with you via photos and video so that we can help you navigate through that fitting process.
Hey, Stacy.
Yes.
This is Julie talking. See,
Julie, you made it.
I made it. Say, I just want to maybe give another tip that I learned when I took my certification for barefoot trimming. When you take those photos, either the front view or the side view, rather than setting your phone right on the ground, because depending upon where your little camera thing is situated, you know, it can, either the ground can be tilted or the camera can be tilted or what have you. But what Ida had suggested to us when we take those photos is actually just set your phone on your fingertips if you can, and then take the photo, because it gives you a better angle, as I understand it. So I don't know if that's a good tip to pass along or not, but just thought I would throw that out there.
Thanks, Julie.
You're very welcome.
If we have some time, I want to make one other point, because it's come up quite a bit recently with riding season starting, and that is this. If you have your horse measured up for boots and we send you the sizing shells and you get a perfect fit on the sizers, we send you a pair of boots out right away, then you don't use the boots for weeks. And then at about week 4 or 5, you decide to go for a ride. So you try to get those boots on and now you think they don't fit. When in fact, what has happened is the foot's grown without the boots being used, and the boot has not had a chance to break in and mold to the shape of the foot. So it's really important to me to get you fitters as soon as possible after a trim, so I can get you new boots as soon as possible after a trim. And then regardless if you need to use those boots or not for riding, for that break-in period, I want you to use those boots on every ride so that that boot is relaxing and softening and molding to the shape of your horse's foot. That way, in 4 weeks, the next time when you try to put them on, they will fit because they have molded to your horse's foot and grown with the foot, instead of now still being a rigid, tight pair of brand new boots, just like a brand new pair of pants or a brand new pair of your own shoes. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with sizes. Get the boots quick, start using them right away, and get them broke in so they're ready when you really need them.
Good point. Very good point. Were you ready for the next slide?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go through this one real quick because we want to allow some time for questions, I think. And I don't know that we'll get through all the questions, and we can get back with you guys later and go over them. So, but just a little bit about scoop boots. So first of all, like it said on the previous slide, not every boot works for every horse, or not, there is no one boot that works for every horse. So we're going to, you know, Stacy and I are both scoop boot reps. We're going to try and fit you in scoop boots, but if we can't get a good fit for you, we will recommend other brands, and we have other reps that we work with. So, you know, that, and Troy sells easy boots. So if I have easy boot person that I think might be better in easy boots, I'll send her to Troy. Oh, no time limit. Okay.
You're fine. We
okay, good.
10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes.
Okay. I just had a little pop-up that said there's no time limit. So yeah, I'll just go through a little bit of the features of scoop boots so that you know what's different about them from other boots. One thing that's different from a lot of other boots is, see if I can get the angle here, they're very flexible. Yet they still offer complete sole protection. So that's actually, you know, people worry about their horse coming out of shoes being less protection, but you really have the whole sole protected. The thickness is about the same as a shoe, and there's protection for the sole in the middle without having to add pads or anything. We actually do have pads that you can put in if you have a horse that's a little bit sore, but most horses don't need pads. If you can see, the sides are very open. I can see right through the boot there. That's my hand on the other side. They're open in the back, the sides, the front. And when we go back to the slide, you'll see that picture has water just flying out of the back of the boot. So these are the first boots that I've used where I can cross a muddy creek and not be sloshing around in my boots for a long time afterwards. They come in all black. You can get colored straps. There's 3 more colors besides these, and you can probably see them behind me. And I'm trying to rush here, so I'm losing my train of thought. They come with these gaiters on the back that are protection for the heel bulb. We recommend that you use the gaiters at first, but after the boots break in and soften up a little bit, a lot of horses can actually go without the gaiters. And once you're without these gaiters, you have no Velcro. Even with the gaiters, it's just little tabs of Velcro that hold that on. They're lightweight. They're really lightweight. They're low profile. The reason I went with scoots on our horses is we got these little short-backed Arabs, and they were stepping and tripping on other boots. You can see this boot is barely bigger than the hoof. So without a lot of bulk in the back, horses that overreach are doing really well in these boots. Gated horses allows freedom of movement for them as well. So, and I don't think I'll get into all the accessories right now. I kind of like to start everyone simple with just the regular straps and everything, but we do have accessories for certain situations. So I don't, Stacy, did I leave anything out on the boots?
I think so.
Okay. Do we want to take questions, Troy? Do we have questions on the text?
There are some comments. Yes, from Cheryl said, steel shoes. I find her sometimes slippery on hard ground, hard roads, and cement. Do scoot boots have better traction?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up, because that's one thing I meant to mention on this slide. You can see the treads on this. They're kind of skinny. And I've used a lot of different boots. Most boots have sort of squares or big triangles or something on the bottom. These by far have the best traction. You can use them in wet grass. I mean, I would still be a little bit careful. You know, if you're jumping in wet grass, you might want to add studs if you're doing cross country or something like that. But for normal riding in wet grass, snow, they're fine without studs. For ice, I do add studs to my boots. We ride on roads all winter, so I add studs for that. But for most things, they have very good traction without adding anything.
Yeah, I can tell you from my own personal experience that we ride in a lot of rock, in a lot of river crossings, big flat rocks with moss on them. And when I ride with my friends who are in shoes, their horses are literally like walking on ice and scrambling. And since I moved to booting, I have no problems at all. I mean, my horse is secure, really good footing, and the grip is just right.
Yep. I saw a question just pop up about how long the boots last. I would say we're getting an average of about 600 miles. I wish I had brought my old boots. I have about 400 miles on mine and a lot of life left in them. Some people have reported over 1,000 miles. For your average rider, that is years, years of use, even for your more than average rider. So they're very durable. I mean, that's when I first saw these, I thought, oh, pebbles are going to get in here. They're not going to last long because they're thinner than other boots, but they're lasting as long as other brands that have the thick, clunky soles. And one other thing about the traction, these keep their traction throughout the life of a boot. With other boots, what I used to do was buy new boots halfway through the wear period, halfway, you know, through half the life of the boot. I'd buy new ones and wear the new ones in wet weather and the old ones in dry weather when I didn't need the traction. These, I still have good traction at 400 miles.
What's the name of the book that you had, Karen?
The Essential Hoof Book.
The Essential.
Every horse owner should have that book. It's not too many words, lots of illustrations. It goes over, it's not really a how to trim book, but it goes over lots of hoof issues and what a good hoof should look like.
I see Sue posted about how to extend the life of your boots. I think probably the biggest thing I would say is keep chemicals away from your boots. Oils, fly spray, copper sulfate. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can put on a boot that will damage plastic. Plastics are durable, but plastics are also very susceptible damage from contact with chemicals and other plastics. So don't wrap your heel straps in vet wrap. I tried that. It didn't work very well. And, you know, spray your horse with fly spray first, then put your boots on. And, you know, don't store them in the bucket with the fly spray, because when it leaks and gets on your boots, it's almost impossible to get it all off. So my suggestion is, if you have dirty boots, throw them in a bucket, put some water in it, let them soak for a few minutes, get a brush them off, and you're ready to go. Don't put any fancy tire chemicals on it to make them shiny. You want a nice, dull looking, rough scoot boot. That boot is going to last you longer than any shiny boot will.
Yep.
Sounds good.
That's another thing I wanted to point out too with maintenance. They are super easy to clean because everything on them is smooth. I mean, other than this gator, which I can just pop off. There are no like crevices. There's no like neoprene or anything that's going to hold dirt. So, and a scrub brush is not going to wreck them. So, yep. Do we have
Yeah, I
another
could hose
question?
mine off with the hose when I'm done and then let them dry.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're really nice.
Sometimes with clay, you have to brush them off just for
Mhm.
clay, but most things you can just hose off.
Mhm. So listen, we've got about, a little over 2 minutes. So if you guys want to, you know, if you have more questions, be sure that you get in touch with Stacy or Karen or both of them.
Okay.
After this.
Can you bring up the last, oh, you have the last slide up. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm biased, but this is what I can tell you. Karen and I both have fit thousands of horses, and that is not an exaggeration at all. There's a lot of reps out there and a lot of people that deal with small numbers, but Karen and I deal with big numbers. We both offer fitting boots. We both have low-cost demos. We consult with you for free. We look at photos. We look at videos. We spend a lot of time on customer service. So if you're not going to get boots from me, get them from Karen. She is the only other person that I recommend going to, because we work with our clients. I would challenge anybody to find a client of either one of us that wasn't satisfied, because we will go the extra mile for you. Even if you end up not getting scoots, we will still help you through a process and try to get you something that can keep your horse barefoot.
Yep. And I can tell you, even so, Dave McDonald, the guy that started Scoot Boots, I asked him, you know, what do you think about other boot brands and other things coming out? And he's like, I think it's great. Anything that gets people into boots is a good thing. So, you know, and they might try another boot, and maybe that boot's great for that horse, and they use Scoot Boots for another horse. It's just whatever works for the particular horse.
What's the biggest size boot that they have right now?
The biggest is a size 9.
Would that?
And that's about a half draft size.
Okay.
So I think they're coming out with bigger ones soon, but I've kind of heard that before. So I don't know when it's going to be, but this is a size 9.
Yeah. I tried a 9 on a big draft horse once, and it didn't do it.
Yeah, they're about 6 inches by 6 inches.
Yeah.
That ballpark. So anything bigger than that, nothing yet, but hopefully we will eventually.
We can share the presentation with you. I don't know that I got everything recorded, but you know, maybe we can do this again in the future.
Yeah.
So if not with me, I'm now that we've done it once with Karen and Stacy, they'll know how to do it in the future. They can start zooming too, right?
Maybe I won't.
I
Jump
see
the
it coming
on Stacy. Yeah.
It looks like the meeting is still going. So it's blinking red. We're getting a red. So thanks everybody.
Okay, hey, real quick, anybody has other questions that we didn't answer, join both of our groups, Heartland Scoot Boots and Scoot Boot Adventures, and we'll get your questions answered.
Yes, do that, you guys. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Troy. Bye.
Thank you, guys.